Wrong warping, a mechanic known purely as a way speedrunners break games in order to go fast. And yet, here I am, trying to convince you that it's an underappreciated mechanic as a developer. It's hard to intentionally code something that does what you did not intend for it to do, so it isn't usually intentional. But at the same time, what am I getting at? So let's make it clear. I am not trying to suggest that it could be a good idea to create code that is prone to unexpected glitches due to using the same variable for a bunch of different things. It might be a good idea, but that would be a short video. Instead, let's ignore the developer's intentions for a second. What is wrong warping in gameplay terms? The player does something that allows them to teleport somewhere. The player does something before doing the thing and they still teleport, but now it's somewhere else, and both versions are repeatable, so it isn't just luck based. This is in essence what wrong warping is about. Conditional warping. I knew wrong warping was worthy of a video and I was willing to code some ways it can be used, but after realizing what wrong warping is in gameplay terms, I found out I've already had it in a game, in many ways. I'll start off with the most obvious example, level 1 in World 6 of Wadal. I've mentioned this level a lot as it is this mechanic that taught the player to go through a wall, but in case you're unfamiliar with it, the player goes through door 1, potentially expecting to go to door 2 and jump to door 3. But the player gets teleported to an off-screen door. Okay, this was unexpected, but surprising the player isn't much of a mechanic. But this is. The player eventually finds the other door in the room and gets teleported to door A. Given that in the player's minds, doors are reversible, so that if you get from A to B, you can get from B to A, this feels like you're wrong warping. And best of all, you don't have to have any checks to see where you teleport because the doors are stagnant. You could also do the opposite. Take this for example. As you can see, I keep failing this jump because I'm not jumping, and I'm going through the door which resets me back to the other door. But it doesn't reset you. It's actually a completely different area that looks identical. Unfortunately, the jump is still just as hard, so this level might be impossible, as I forgot where the space button is. You may be wondering what we can do with this. Besides gaslighting the player ad nauseum, well, once we know what the player is thinking, we can do pretty much anything we want. We could subtly change stuff like adding a giant wall here, in which case the player is going to be thinking, how do I not remember that this wall exists? And later we'll be thinking, why did I think there was a wall there? Okay, so far we have warping that feels like wrong warping, or warping that feels like we aren't warping to where we actually are warping. But now let's get into more conditional warping. Take this level in World 5 of Wadal. This door leads to your death, unless it doesn't. This is a more visible example of conditional warping, as the game tells you to do something X amount of times and you just have to figure out what that something is. You could use the same logic to make a secret warping area, like maybe in an open world you find something telling you to hit 4 buttons in a certain order near the beginning of the game. You go to the beginning of the game, find the 4 buttons and hit them in a certain order. And you go through the warping thing to find that you warped to a new place, and not where it normally warps you. You could also have it so that instead of 2 defined teleported places, there are many. Take this level, for example. This door teleports you wherever the last door you entered normally teleports you. You may think you can't get anywhere new from teleporting to previous places, but if you think hard enough, you might find that there is a way. Finally, let's take this level in World 5. There are no doors, but the camera doesn't move, and when you go in a direction off screen, you get teleported to a game thing. Now, it is obvious you're meant to use the teleporting to do maths, but that's boring. So why if we allow the player to not teleport? Let's say you have portals and you shoot a portal off screen and go through from the other portal. Unfortunately, that didn't work and we got teleported. Huh. But you may notice there is no portal where we got teleported. So what if we shoot a portal again? This time, we're back in the room, but the camera moved with us, meaning we can't go off screen, and all of a sudden, we no longer have to do maths. Who knew wrongly not warping could be such a lifesaver? If you made it this far into the video, what are you doing? If you watched my previous video, you would have known this was going to be a dumb one, and wouldn't have wasted your time watching it. Make sure to subscribe to me so this doesn't happen again.